After Karen's failed attempt to destroy the shed, she tried another tactic, using my property without permission. The HOA had apparently decided it was acceptable to allow members to access my storage facility, apparently for community convenience. The audacity was breathtaking. I had spent years collecting antiques, farming equipment, and carefully preserved tools, all meticulously organized in that facility. And now, HOA Karen and her cronies were wandering through it like it was a public playground. The first time I discovered it, I watched through my security cameras as a group of HOA members meandered inside, inspecting old tractors, power tools, and my collection of rare farm antiques. Karen was leading the tour, explaining, in a booming voice, which items she considered okay for community use. My favorite tractor, a 1952 Fordson that I'd restored piece by piece, was almost claimed for a neighborhood parade. I knew immediate action was required. I decided to teach the HOA a lesson they would never forget. Within hours, I organized an impromptu auction on my own property, inviting not just HOA members but also collectors and enthusiasts from nearby counties. Signs went up, "Unauthorized access items auction. All must go." By the time Karen arrived, expecting to continue her reign of pseudo-authority, the driveway was filled with bidders, cameras, and my most imposing cows keeping a polite but firm eye on her. The auction began. Tools, tractors, barn antiques, and even a few obscure knickknacks Karen had been eyeing were sold to the highest bidder. The auctioneer called out each lot with precision, while Karen waved her hands frantically, trying to protest. "Wait, that's mine!" she screamed at one point, pointing to a crate of vintage plows. I leaned on the fence, casually sipping iced tea. "Technically, it all belongs to me," I said. "You only entered without permission. These sales are perfectly legal." By the end of the day, every item in the storage facility had found a new owner, and Karen was left standing in the dust, completely humiliated. Neighbors who had been complicit in the community use suddenly realized the gravity of the mistake. My property, my rules, an axiom I had lived by for decades, was once again reinforced. Later, I received texts from new buyers thanking me for the auction and asking if they could join for a tour of the ranch. Karen, meanwhile, was forced to retreat to her HOA office and explain how her community access initiative had backfired spectacularly. She had not only embarrassed herself, but she had also funded my ranch improvements for the next year. The cows seemed particularly pleased, grazing lazily while Karen muttered under her breath. I walked past the empty storage facility, imagining it as a fortress that could withstand any future attacks. That day, I realized that sometimes the best defense is a well-planned counterattack, and a public auction tends to teach lessons more effectively than yelling ever could. Karen would think twice before trespassing on my property again. And if she didn't, well, I still had a few tricks up my sleeve.